So Anthem is probably on your radar as one of your most anticipated open world games of 2019. And I don't blame you guys. We're talking about open world size today, plus stepping out of your suit. Is this possible? And also Pacific Rim influences and melee combat. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Robbie here with Open World Games, and let's dive straight into the new details. And these come from Brennon Holmes, who is BioWare's creative director. And yes, BioWare is really working on something special here. I cannot wait to see more from this game. So let's go to Reddit, where Brennon Holmes was busy replying to fans of Anthem. Judy Cudd says this: "We won't really know until we get more information. However, I'm hoping Anthem is more like The Division than Destiny," end quote. And he was talking there about the open world. Now, Brennon Holmes responded saying this: "It's a bit of a mix. Destiny has some very cool server technology that allows them to host migrate seamlessly. This means that they can partition up spaces to be fairly small, which helps avoid taxing servers," and he's speculating there. "We're taking a different approach. We have different tech, so our areas are a fair bit larger, but there will likely be some loads between some of the areas. We're still figuring out the exact details on a lot of this stuff," end quote. So that's really cool to know there that they are looking at games like The Division and Destiny to really influence how they're going to be building their world. And it sounds like in terms of The Division, as you may remember, that world was pretty much completely seamless, but when you stepped into the dark zone, there was kind of a load screen, if you would, where you would transition from your PvE space into your PvP space. Now, we have not heard much about anything related to PvP for Anthem, but of course, if we do hear anything about that, I will let you guys know. However, it's nice to know that their areas are going to be bigger than Destiny. You know, you can look at the base or the, tower area in Anthem, and, that area I would think would require some sort of transitional loading because you go in there, you get your equipment. So I'm thinking in regards of these areas, maybe cities that you have to go into, bases. I think that's where a lot of the loading may actually happen in Anthem, and I think they're going to do it creatively like The Division. Hopefully we don't get too many actual load screens. That's really important that they do not, goof up there, because, the first Destiny especially had a lot of loading screens in it. But again, cannot wait to see more from this open world. It reminds me a lot of Avatar, and I'm really excited also about the underwater segments as well. Now, a lot of you guys were wondering about stepping out of your suit. Can you just roam the open world without your suit? So Brennan says this: "We had a prototype of this early on, but we ran into some problems. The world is fairly dangerous. Some of the smallest non-hostile creatures in the game are basically like small horses to humans, and they probably eat humans honestly, so you didn't really have a lot of combat interaction beyond getting eaten. The larger problem we had to do with was getting stuck. You could hop out of your suit and then fall into a ravine and basically just get screwed, since humans have nowhere near the same mobility as a suit. All in all, while it was a really cool atmosphere thing, it was terrifying. There wasn't enough gameplay to support it without a ton of work," end quote. So there's your answer, guys. About stepping out of your suit, it seems like it's not going to be possible. Although, yes, it looks like you will be able to roam around in first person when we're talking about your base. Seems like the game has been wholeheartedly designed around, the mobility of the suit, getting around, flying around, and using the suit's abilities, which makes a lot of sense. And that's one thing I'm really excited about in terms of upgrades with this, is I'm hoping that, as you progress through the progression system, that allows you to actually go through the open world in different ways, go deeper underwater because your suit's better, go higher up and access different areas. Maybe you'll be able to break through a wall or something, but that's what I'm crossing my fingers about, because I really do like that type of gameplay when your progression actually influences how you explore the open world. So that's what I'm hoping for. Now, what about those Pacific Rim influences and melee combat? So Kaladin04 out on Reddit says this: "I'm a huge fan of Destiny, but one thing I feel like they could have gotten around to sooner was the introduction of melee combat. Guns are great for mid and long range, but what other options might be available to us players who who enjoy getting in our enemies' faces. Would there ever be a possibility of extendable weapons that we could attach to our javelins? A particular picture I'm thinking of is when Gypsy Danger in Pacific Rim whips out its sword and it battles the flying Kaija. And Brennan says this: first of all, you have excellent taste in movies. I don't want to exaggerate, but Pacific Rim may be one of the greatest movies ever made. As it pertains to melee combat, we do have melee abilities in the game. You saw the Colossus Stomp in the E3 video. I can't really provide more details about melee quite yet. We'll need to wait a bit longer for this sort of thing. Sorry. End quote. So the good news is this, guys. Yes, they are considering melee moves. You know, he did reference the Colossus Stomp in, you know, that E3 demonstration. So at least we have that. But it's good to know that they are looking to Pacific Rim and that Brennon Holmes is in tune to something that is this popular in media, because I love Pacific Rim, and it's good to know that they are going to that movie for inspiration, because I'm picking up on a lot of different movies with Anthem, Avatar, and Pacific Rim especially, and I'm very excited about that because, you know, Pacific Rim open world, you know, gets me smiling big time. And then the Avatar open world look itself, because that's what I'm feeling here from this game. But yeah, would you guys like to see more melee abilities? How important is it for you to see, for example, a Javelin that is completely melee centric, and that's basically all of its abilities are really about, is getting up close and personal and taking on, you know, monsters and other creatures. But guys, there it is, the update about Anthem. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned here to Open World Games for all things Anthem and more open world gaming goodness. I will see you guys later and soon in Anthem.